Hey folks, what's going on? This is going to be another one of these Drum Woodshed channel impromptu drum set 5-minute. All right, I'm here in our drum room at North Park University where I teach. We're in between semesters, between spring and summer, and thankfully they let me come in here and make some noise. So as long as the security guard doesn't come in and interrupt this video, I should get it in. But they just say hello and see this, and they let me play a little longer. Anyway, life stuff lately. I haven't been quite playing the drums as much as I want, to gigs and some other things keep me away, so I'm not getting as much practice time. Sometimes when that happens, I come in and I try to do a chops rip. I don't have any chops anymore. All right, that ship has sailed. How many decades are going to go before I'm like, okay, you know what? I have okay chops. What I do want to work on is touch, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a rhythm that's kind of a Brazilian rhythm called Afoxe, related, okay, so to speak, to give you a nice little exercise to really work on your touch. What we're going to be doing here is taking a groove that has a very standard straight-ahead bass drum pattern and actually doing some reading or some rhythmic syncopation with your bass drum while you're maintaining something more static with the hands. We do a lot of Brazilian drumming. Sometimes it's kind of the opposite. So what I kind of like to do is I'm going to find a pattern that I like in the Brazilian vein, and now I'm going to switch it around. So that's the key. Now, this is going to be a culmination of a lot of other cats' ideas. The main one was, I just saw a video today, the great drummer Henry Cole, one of my favorites, was playing this exercise. He's basically playing 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and he's playing E's and Uhs on the hi-hat, okay? And then he's playing a 5-note phrase, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, like this. It reminds you of that song. I can't remember what the name of the song was. The Steps Ahead. Okay, but just a different style, and now your left hand is playing more of a offbeat phrase. I don't play music as cool as that, so I need to find something that'll fit for me. So I'm going to talk about this Afoxe rhythm. I don't play Afoxes a whole lot, but once in a while, my wife, Michelle Thomas, on the gig, will call one of two tunes that we do that's an Afoxe. One is called Ahra, I think it's, or Aha, sorry, the frog, okay? My Brazilian pronunciation is still, come hear us and she can pronounce it correctly. But this is that beat, and another song that features the Afoxe is Caetano Veloso's, Trilhos Urbanos. You can listen to a bunch of different recordings of that. The beat, there's many different styles. The masters of Brazilian drumming from Eddie Ribeiro and Mark Walker and all manner of players play the Afoxe a little differently. Okay, Hugo Freitas and who's Blaken. But this is the pattern. It's kind of a specific bell pattern. You can play in the bell or the rims. It sounds something like this. Not all drummers play that E, with their left hand while they do it, but you can do it. Okay? Now, you're saying, he just mentioned this rhythm, this bell rhythm, he's not going to use it. Well, I could practice that, but I actually can kind of do this exercise more easily with that pattern, and I want to develop some more touch on it. But I just started working on this. So we're going to use something a little different. We're going to use either the triangle rhythm, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and, or if you're in cut time, 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and. Okay? And we're going to play those E's, Uhs on the snare drum. We're going to play the hi-hat, and we'll get that going. And I'm just going to play the basic bass drum rhythm. What's interesting about the Afoxe, it's kind of like a reggae. It's almost like a one drop for Brazil, from Brazil. 1 and boom, boom, da, 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 boom, da, da. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play 1 E and 2 E and. E, in my left hand, hi-hat, just on the, And then I'm going to read some very basic bass drum rhythms. Now I'm going to read out of Ramon Montagner's, oh boy, I screwed that up again. Ramon Montagner's book, Rhythmic. He basically wrote a book that's like the Brazilian version of Gary Chester's The New Breed. And I butchered his name, but I've also checked him out for a long time. He's got like these crazy speed things. He's got this push-pull thing. If you know about drumming and anything from Brazil, you know about it. Anyway, he has a very good book, but there's a section that's basically like a Brazilian version of New Breed. So you could also read New Breed. New Breed also goes progressively, which is some eighth note rhythms and up to, you know, very busy 16th note rhythms. I'm using that. You could use syncopation, although if you start with syncopation, you're already pretty busy. So I'm going to give you this. There's just some syncopated eighth notes here, and sometimes just quarter notes. Check it out. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's all you're doing. You can find any reading and do it. Couple of suggestions. When you start playing more 16th note based rhythms there in the bass drum, try to make them very soft and maybe just a little bit behind to what you're doing with your hands and your left foot. Notice that I switched from to what we call the jazz rhythm, even though we're swinging, which is 1, 2, 3, which you might use more for a biome or something like that. All right, so I'll do it with the other thing, and I'll go down the page a bit. Other thing, kind of teach your mind. The other thing, 1E and 2E and, or the triangle rhythm. There, but you get the idea. So that's all you're practicing. One last word on touch, okay? I'm not using this to kind of get a big blowout. I'm really trying to get my touch happening everywhere. You could play it in a more fusion-y way. That's not what I'm practicing here, okay? That's not what I need. If I'm playing a triangle rhythm, I'm playing like I'm playing my right hand stick on a triangle. That wouldn't sound great, but hopefully if I can get that approach to sound nice and groovy on the cymbal, that's what I want. The left hand, whether I'm playing snare or rim click, I want that to be, you know, kind of in the background and kind of nice and mellow. On the bass drum, you could play heel up, you could play heel down, but I don't want dead strokes. I just want it to sound like I'm plunking along on a nice high string and an upright bass. Okay. That's really it. Then when you're getting into you know, a gig situation where you might be playing this rhythm, you're going to be going faster maybe. You don't have to play all that bass drum rhythm. But then you have that freedom to play some other rhythms other than just. It's a lot of fun. Names again, Afoxe, that beat. That's, you know, it's a great little song. Check it out. Again, The Frog, or Aha, I can't pronounce it. Eliane Elias has a great version of that on a record, and then also plays it live. Check that out. Afoxe, again, I'm not a master of this, but it's creating some nice, interesting stuff, and instead of kind of going ballistic and trying to play it in more of a fusion realm, put a smile on your face, try to develop your touch, work it out, have fun, play better than me. That's what I want. All right, have a good one, and we'll see you.